Welcome to the Fears Boys podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify. Check us out every Monday at 7 p.m. Now, let's hang out with the boys.
What's
Welcome to the Fears Boys.
going on, everybody?
What's up? Got no sound on you.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
There we go. I'm back. I'm live. Man, how's it going?
Good. What's going on, brother?
Oh, nothing, man. Nothing much. Changing the background up. I'm chilling in the bed tonight, doing the old podcast. Gonna be a little relaxing, chill little night for us. Last week we had old Larry Bates on here. Felt like it went pretty good. We had a lot of comments and love, and a bunch of people afterwards giving us shout outs and stuff. So appreciate old Larry stopping by, and as always, he'll probably catch us out in the comments a little bit later on tonight. So as always, catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we are on Spotify. Last week Larry Bates came in and lit up the show. Man, we are 32 days away from college football, bro. We are
almost ready.
And I'm more than ready. There we go. What's up, Mom? Looking good. She's talking about me. She ain't talking about me.
You got our looks from her. So
Man, that's right. Sorry, Pops. Just kidding. I know they're watching at home on their flat screen. So, so we're counting down to college football. We're counting down to NFL. And you know what that means if the NFL is coming up? It's fantasy football.
Yeah.
So, going to get our own league, I assume, this year.
We will. We'll have the Fears Boys podcast. I don't know what the limit is on people that can get in it.
Yeah.
I'll start doing my research on that and getting it. I'm sure for it to be a fun league, we may do two different leagues. I may be commissioner of one. You can be the commissioner of the other.
Yeah.
There's no way to really combine those two teams to play in a sense.
For sure.
These leagues, but to see what happens. I think normally it's 10. Max out about 10 to 12. So you can actually get some decent guys and not have like, I don't know, Zach Wilson as your starting quarterback. So
right. Yeah, I've been in leagues like that. I was in one last year, and I love fantasy football. Right. I don't like when guys do auto drafts.
Yeah.
Because they pick like this one dude. Or there's two guys last year, and one I did at work. First guy did. They both auto draft, of course. The first guy, for some reason, they auto draft all the defenses first.
Nice.
First 6 or 7 picks was defense.
Well, that's good for you, though.
Hey, that's fantastic. The other guy.
Last year, the only league I played in was our buddy Tyler. Played in his league. And my first 2 picks were Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Hey.
And then midway through the season, when the Bengals were struggling to protect Joe Burrow, I was like, let me trade. I didn't have any running backs. I had terrible running backs. Cam Akers was hot for the Rams.
Yeah.
So I think I made a deal with Tyler. It was either Tyler. I think it was Tyler. I got Cam Akers and I don't remember the other. I think it was Waddle. I got Cam Akers and Jalen Waddle for Jamar Chase. And then Waddle had 2 or 3 good games. But at the end of the season, Tyler and I faced in the championship game. Jamar Chase was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
So I will not make any trades this year.
That's right. I did a bunch of trades just because the guy who had all the defenses, guess what? I had some I need some swaps, right? And then the other guy who did all those, he had, man, I feel like he had Patrick Mahomes and like all these quarterbacks. He probably had like 6 quarterbacks. And I'm like, Of course, I don't have a quarterback because you took all the quarterbacks, right? Yeah. Quarterbacks, in my opinion, are not the first round pick. No. Let's wait. Let's get all the guys, like the running backs, the receivers.
Yeah. Well, you know, speaking of, let's transition NFL talk with these running backs. You know, I'm sure you've seen that Austin Eckler, that plays for the LA Chargers, held a Zoom meeting with about 10 running backs that showed up in that Zoom meeting talking about running back pay. And, I hate it for them. I hate that you're a running back and you're getting out there and, you're putting in your 4 years on your rookie contract, making $3, $4, $5 million, whatever it may be.
Right.
And then the team's like, we don't need you anymore. We'll draft somebody. We'll draft another young guy. Draft another young guy. Now, look, on Madden, if I do a fantasy, running back's probably the last pick I make.
Every time.
Because majority of the league now is throw the ball. Unless you're Tennessee, right? Tennessee Titans run the ball. They got Derrick Henry. I feel bad for Derrick Henry, but he's making good money. He's making money.
Right.
McCaffrey makes good money. Ezekiel Elliott made good money. But because of the way those guys have tanked after signing these big contracts, these NFL teams are not paying. I saw where it was like the average kicker makes $3 million a year, where the average running back makes $2.8 million a year. And people are like, you're telling me a kicker's worth more than a running back? Yeah, I am.
Yep. When it comes down to it.
There are so many running backs out there that they have the opportunity, get the right training, get in the right system. You can make it in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I hate that, you got to, they're going to play 4 or 5 years, make a couple $1 million. But let me tell you something. I'd do it.
Yep.
In a heartbeat. Give me $2, $3, $4 million to run the ball. I will gladly get out there and get hit 100 times. I mean,
for sure.
There's an average. That's what I'm saying. Like, the average person doesn't get that opportunity.
Right.
There's 32 NFL teams. So, I mean, you're getting that chance to get out there and carry the ball for that team. And you're making incentives. You make it to the NFC Championship game, you're making $500,000. You win the Super Bowl, I think you win another $1 million or something like that, whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they make incentives off winning those games. You're making good money. You've probably got sponsorships that you're making money off of.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not making a dime being on this podcast tonight.
That's right. Unless someone's out there and wants to start paying for us.
Yeah.
We'll
I'll sponsor whatever. So.
Yeah. And that's a big transition, too, for those guys. If it's such a big deal for them, you can become a wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, you're a skills guy. You're a skills guy. Like your feet probably are good at a slot receiver, Yeah. And, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this was the early 80s and 90s, money being what it is today, running backs are probably paid at a higher premium than your wide receivers.
Right.
But I'm sorry, like, if you had to say, all right, Jeremy, you can have Jamar Chase for a 5-year, $75 million contract, or I'll give you Austin Eckler, give me Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably going to touch the ball maybe 10 to 15 times a game, but he's probably not going to get hit 10 to 15 times a game. I mean, I give Austin Eckler the ball at the middle. Man, he's getting hit every single play.
Every time.
And I get it. A wide receiver can twist his ankle, tear his knee up, or just as easy as a running back. But in my opinion, it's less likely for a wide receiver than it is a running back.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing, I mean, like you said, it's the way the NFL's going. It's the way football's going in general.
Well,
everybody wants excitement.
Yeah, it's high school. Let's go 100% of the time. So now I do think eventually you're going to see, and because it goes in cycles. I think eventually you're going to see it revert back to pound and ground. I don't see it. And if you ask me what my favorite offense is, I don't know. Like, I like give me a big offensive line and let's pound the rock and let's have 14-7 games. But then again, I'm like, let's throw the ball 75 times a game and see how many points we get. So I don't know if you watched the quarterback series on Netflix yet.
I started it. I'm on episode 2.
Yeah. Watching that, you really see behind the scenes of what these guys go through. Let me tell you what, was not a Kirk Cousins fan at all. Now I'm thinking about, man, Kirk may be my quarterback on fantasy football. Like, I don't care if he gives me 5 points a game. I just like the guy. He's just he really is.
Yeah.
So, and Patrick Mahomes is too,
man. Especially that, I think it was the end of episode 1, they were playing the Raiders, and Crosby was getting after the entire game.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the couch yesterday, and I just got pumped. I was like, it's go time, baby. Like, I was so pumped. He just pumps me up so much. But, yeah, Kirk Cousins is that dad on the team, and it's like,
Yeah.
get the chains out. I know that's coming.
I
soon.
mean, you'll get more and more respect for Kirk Cousins the more you watch or whatever. And then, like, even in the NFL playoff game they lost to the Giants, he talks about the throw he made to the tight end on that check down. It was 4th and 8, and he checked it down to the tight end. He only got 4 yards or whatever, and had to turn the ball over. And he was just like, I was going to Jefferson, but he was double covered, and I had a guy over top, and I felt like at that moment it wasn't the best read. Now, rewind to the middle of the season, it's 4th and 16, and he just chunks it up in 4-man coverage against Buffalo, and Jefferson comes down with it.
Yeah.
But he thought, I have one-on-one with my tight end on a safety. I think he can get that,
Right.
Unfortunately, just didn't. So,
Right.
But yeah, it's a good series. I know they're, Peyton Manning's behind producing that, and I've read where there will be a season 2, like, of course, at the end of next year.
Right.
I can't remember the quarterbacks they've talked about following, but it is 3 different ones.
Yeah. Give me Josh Allen. Give me Josh.
Yeah, I'd like to see Josh Allen. I'd like to see Justin Lawrence, maybe Justin Herbert.
They'll probably throw not Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts in there probably.
Yeah, I could probably see. See Russell Wilson maybe, just because Peyton being in Denver and stuff. I can see that happening. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think NFL. I think NFL is going to be. Oh, sorry, went away. NFL is going to be a fun season. I think it's going to be really good this year. And like we said, college football is counting down. 5 weeks away or whatever.
Yeah.
So
right around the corner.
Yeah, and everybody's got state picked dead last after SEC Media Days. We're returning 80% of our offense, scoring offense. We're returning 80%.
Yeah.
We're the second highest in the SEC behind A&M, who's bringing back 83%, I think. But yet everybody's saying Arnett is not going to be a great coach, and Arnett walked into a mess. And then, Mike Leach, I don't know if you heard this. Mike Leach 3 years ago comes in. The air raid's not going to work in the SEC. The air raid's not going to work in the SEC. Well, he proved that game 1 against LSU. Yeah, it can work.
Right.
Then everybody got into rush 2, drop, 9 or whatever. So, but and then this week they talked about, well, now that Mike Leach is gone and State's not running the air raid, they won't be good anymore.
I think it's going to be a different season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think across the entire SEC, you're going to see. I think Georgia will still be Georgia. I think Bama will still be Bama, but they're both bringing in new quarterbacks.
Yep.
They're both bringing in new coordinators.
Yep.
I think Tennessee could beat both of them teams.
Yeah.
Joe Milton may be the best quarterback in the league. Definitely has the strongest arm. I'm a big fan. So, I don't know. I'm not the guy that roots for the SEC. Like, I was going for TCU last year just because I like them. I really hope Georgia's not I don't want them undefeated with their cupcake schedule. Yep. So, it'd be great to see like South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee give them a little run for their money or whatever. So, I know that my boys and I are going to probably go out to the State South Carolina game, so we'll probably go out to South Carolina and watch that and get to view that stadium or whatever. So
yeah, for sure,
looking forward to that. But
I think it's going to be good. Like you said, I kind of hope someone knocks off Alabama, Georgia. I think they're going to struggle, in my opinion, just because of new coordinators, new quarterbacks, get some stuff used to and stuff like that.
I mean, there's still, you got to think those two and A&M and LSU, top 5 recruit class every single year. But, that doesn't really mean much these days because, A&M had like back-to-back top number 1 recruit class, and they're like under 500. Because, we want to get on the soapbox real quick. I think Jimbo Fisher may be the best football salesman in the world, as in, hey, look what I can do with the team. And then he's gone out to A&M and has been garbage. Like, when he was at Florida State and won that national championship with Jameis Winston, Those weren't his recruits.
Yep.
You know, so and he gets to A&M, makes all that money. You know, A&M can't fire him. I mean, the man. I think if you fire him, his buyout's like
That's a lot.
I think it's $100 million, something like that.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's crazy what it is. Like I'm saying, like he sold himself so well that he knows like I can go 5-7 every year at A&M, and there's nothing they can do about it. Or they're going to be paying me a whole bunch of money.
And I feel bad for the A&M like fans because that atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
crazy. Have you? You haven't been that one yet, have you?
Not yet.
Yeah,
we're trying to line one up. We've talked about trying to line one up where State goes out to A&M, and then the Cowboys are playing Sunday at home, and we could drive that other 2 hours up to Arlington to watch Dallas play. So, but yeah, we haven't knocked that one off yet. But yeah, I agree. Like A&M, like 110,000 fans. It's I hear it's an electric atmosphere, but you just sometimes that product is just terrible. Right. Like Kellen Mond was there for like 25 years and they didn't do anything, and I mean, I don't know.
Miles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean they've had a bunch of talent. There's a bunch of talent in the NFL. Von Miller, bunch of talent has come from A&M that produces a league that has been on a 5-7, 6-16. So
yeah, I saw something kind of boost your confidence a little bit. I saw something. Follow CBS Sports on Instagram, and it said LSU is going to lose one game this year, and they predicted that they're going to get beat by State.
Yeah, well, that's a great. That's a great possibility. Like I said, I think it's in Starkville this year, so it's a great possibility that it could happen. So
let's get some comments though, real fast before we move on to MLB. We got Justin in here. What's up, dude? Appreciate you coming in last week. We actually have his mama right there saying what's up. Jeremy, actually tell the story real fast. You saw Justin's mom.
I saw Justin's mom the other day at Walmart, and she wanted me to give a little video chat to Mr. Loose Booty. So I gave a shout out to Loose Booty. I wish Loose Booty would give us a comment tonight, but
he's probably just practicing, training, whatever you want to do it.
Yeah, there he is.
Stuff like that. Hey, we're going to hit a quick commercial, and we're going to jump over to the MLB before we wrap this thing up.
Oasis Grooming Barbershop, changing lives, one cut at a time. Shank It Golf. Do you know someone who keeps wearing that boring golf gear every time they play? Look no farther than Shank It Golf. They have the best polos and hats around. Just like the saying goes, feel good, play good. Use my code to get 15% off, and that's JPFEARS.
All right, hey, let's get into the MLB. I think it's our favorite topic of the show, probably by far. Someone told me today, it's like, is that all y'all talk about is baseball? I'm like, yes.
Pretty much.
Baseball is life, for sure.
Especially in the summer. Braves made two trades today.
Yes, let's go ahead and get into that.
Okay. Picked up. I was trying to find. I had it right here on my phone. Then I was reading something about Shohei Ohtani. Trying to figure the guy. I can't remember. Get a guy from the Rockies who's he's got a pretty high. Michael Hearn, I think. No, Mike Hearn's from
Pierce Johnson from the Rockies.
Pierce Johnson.
Hearn from the Rangers.
Yeah, so Johnson, pretty high ERA if you look at it with the Rockies right now. But if you look at his ERA outside of Coors Field, it's like 3.6 or whatever. And right now with the way the Braves bullpen is, you got 4 or 5 guys on the IL. The last week or two, the starting pitching hasn't been that great. So you're burning through that bullpen right now. So you need some guys that have some options that you can send up and down. That's what Hearn is, the guy from the Rangers.
Yep.
He's a lefty insurance in case Minter's shoulder isn't as great. Dylan Lee, if his shoulders isn't as great coming back. So,
Jesse Chavez with his
Chavez went to the 60-day deal. He can't come back to the middle of August. So you got Hearn. I think he'll go to Gwinnett, AAA. I don't think he's going to come to the big leagues just yet. Johnson, I'm sure, will join them. I would probably say after the Boston series, we play Boston. I don't know. He may join us in Boston. I'm not 100% sure just yet. I'm not sure who they're going to send down. I know they designated Derek Rodriguez, who I thought pitched pretty decent for the Braves in the couple games he pitched for us. So we'll see what happens with that. I think Alex Anthopoulos said there's more coming. The Braves are interested in bringing Adam Duvall back. He's with Boston right now. Eddie Rosario and Marcelo Zuna since the beginning of or middle of June, I think I read today, are both hitting like 189. So you've got to shore up left field.
Yep.
You've got to get that DH spot. And DH could be to where you just platoon Rosario and Ozuna. Ozuna's not going anywhere. I think no one's going to touch that contract, though he had a really good stretch right there for a little bit.
Yep.
And the clubhouse loves Ozuna. A lot of the fans don't like him, but he's a good clubhouse guy apparently.
Yeah.
Sam Hilliard's on the IL, but we talked about last week. Austin Riley's got to get going. Ends up winning Player of the Week.
Come on.
6 homers. 19 RBIs. So that was huge. We needed that. So I think Alex, you get Fried back probably next week.
Yep.
Which is big. Now you've got Strider, Morton, and Fried. Those 3. Elder pitched good against Milwaukee this weekend. We needed that after 2 bad starts. So now you got 4 guys. And that 5th start, I've been wanting to go, and I'll sit down one day this week, and if I remember to do it, and have the stat next week. The Braves are like 64 and 34. Yep. I'm going to go look at the 34 losses, how many have been started by a rookie pitcher or a bullpen game. Yeah. I would almost bet you 15 losses have come from rookie pitchers or a bullpen game.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Wright's spot,
Hang on real fast. Let me
I see it
here. How about that? Larry Bates, everybody.
Loose booties in the house.
There you go. Appreciate that, buddy.
So,
that's just really the struggle. I was talking to somebody today at work. It's like, we're going to a game at the end of September to watch the Braves play the Nationals. Shout out Mom and Dad. Appreciate the hookup for us all to go. But you sit there and you're like, you see this team, right? And in my opinion, you have some of the best players the Braves have ever had.
Oh, without a doubt.
And it's just like, we need the bullpen. We need pitchers. We
have the second. I think our bullpen is ranked like 1 or 2 or 3 in every aspect that you can have in like ERA and innings pitched and saves, and this and that. Our bullpen's been great. They're just down right now.
Yeah.
And you get to the playoffs, you and I know like good and well, 2 years ago when the Braves won it all, if it wasn't for the bullpen, we wouldn't have won that. Max Fried pitched good. Charlie Morton pitched good till he broke his ankle in Houston,
Right.
But you had a lot of guys. We had Will Smith at the time who sucked all year. And he gets in the playoffs and it's like 13 games, 13 innings, 0 RA, 13 strikeouts, like 5 saves. Like he killed it. Like absolutely killed it. So we just brought a guy up yesterday. I don't know if you watched him pitch, Dansbell Hernandez. We drafted him a couple of years. Been in minor leagues about 5 years. Had Tommy John in 2021. So shortened season in 2020. Tommy John in 2021. So he's 26, 96 to 98 with his fastball, and has a Spencer Strider slider. So for 1 inning yesterday, 3 strikeouts. Dude look good. He's a big dude. He's thick. He's a little thick boy.
Yeah, he's thick.
But Brian Snicker loves him, has said that if he'd have been healthy being the season, he probably would have, been up. But he's jumped from AA already, AA to start the season to the pros. So, a lot of people talk about the Braves and, they've all their talents in the league right now. Michael Harris, Spencer Strider, Arnold Acuna, Yeah, but we got some more guys down there still cooking. We got Trey Harris down in AA, or I think maybe in AAA. Jesse Franklin, we drafted from Michigan a couple years ago. Von Grissom, I would honestly, I'd call Von Grissom up and say, look, you're the DH.
Yep.
Dude's hitting like 3. He's hitting 340 in AAA.
Yeah,
He's got like 47 errors at shortstop. So I mean,
it's his spot.
that's his spot. Put him at DH, and I think come September you'll see Vaughn up to come play DH some games and stuff, and maybe spell Arcia. Arcia, I think Arcia is a great shortstop, but he's hitting like 200 the last 3.5 weeks. So, I knew the Braves weren't going to stay on that June 29-2 stretch.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But even though over the last couple of weeks we've lost 2 series, and I think we're like maybe 4-6 out of our last 10, we've picked up 2 games in the division.
yeah.
So,
yeah.
Unless we have like about 4 or 5 years ago, we were up had like an 8-game league going to September, and we gave it up and didn't even make playoffs. So unless that happens this year, and I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
So since Ronald Acuna's been in the league with Ozzie Albies, they both came out the same year, so they've been in the league 5 years. I think this is it's either year 5 or year 6. They came up in 18 together. They have never not won the NL East.
Yeah.
So
I guess that we're not going to break that streak either. They look good for sure. I like our new rookie, Mr. Forrest. I watched that game. He put him in left field. I'll take him in left field.
Yeah, I think his bat struggles a little bit, but he's definitely on the playoff. He's on the playoff roster.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for him to go first to third in 2 pitches, and Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Williams Contreras that we had last year with the Braves.
Yeah.
Good bat. His arm has gotten better. Devin Williams has a slow, but I mean, it wasn't even close.
Not even.
I don't think Sean Murphy or JT Realmuto could have thrown him out. You know what I'm saying? So
when Rosario got that hit, I was like, okay, they're going to pinch run him because I know he's been hurt a little bit, recovering. And then they put that guy in. I was like, well, I've never seen this guy before. So let's see what he does. And it was like, he just stole second. And I was like, not even a throw down. Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
And then another one, I was like, I have not seen this in a while. Don't make the first or last out at.
That's one of them. Don't make first third out at third. Yeah, I was hoping he'd get a start yesterday, out and left, to spill Rosario, but we didn't. So I'm thinking Brian Sticker just likes that late inning sub in defense. So that's one thing about the Braves. And if you watch the game Saturday night, it was a good game. They lost 4-3. That's back-to-back Saturday night games that they've lost in the last inning or whatever. So
that was on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I mean,
late inning.
Ozzie just missed a grand slam, and then or whatever. But
I mean, he even missed a gun down at home plate.
Yeah,
he was probably a step off, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, if Sean would have called it, then yes, but. After looking at when it happened, I was like, "Oh, Sean messed that up for us." And then you look at the replay, I was like, "Oh, he was safe no matter what." So I think Sean just did the right thing. But yeah, that was a great game. Their closer, nasty changeup, man.
We call it the airbender. So
yeah.
But to get off,
but Ozzie did make up for it Sunday night, which was really good.
Yeah, I was like, "Come on, please, we don't." I didn't want to lose another series. I mean, Milwaukee's. They lead the Central, and Ozzie got a sinker over the plate and politely deposited over the left center field wall, which I was very appreciative of. So, and then Iglesias came in and shut the door down. He's pitching okay in his last 2 or 3 innings. So, but I think the biggest news, and we can wrap it up on this, is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Baltimore Orioles are trying to make a push for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
I don't think he goes anywhere. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think he stays with the Angels. But let me ask you. I mean, we know we've talked about a couple podcasts now. I mean, you're offered 4 or 5 prospects for Ohtani, and you have a chance to sign Ohtani back in the offseason. I mean, are you getting rid of him from the last half of the season?
So here's my thing, though, is like now you're on you may get him back, right? It's one of those. Right. Yes, we haven't seen an athlete like him in 8. I've never seen an athlete like this, right?
No.
People say they compare him to Babe Ruth. I get that. But if you're the Diamondbacks, if you're the Orioles, you're giving up everything for 4 months and possibly re-signing. It's Ohtani. I don't think he's going to go to Baltimore. If he does for 4 months, you get him to the playoffs, blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
right.
the Orioles, to me, if he goes to the Orioles with that lineup they have, and their pitching is not great, but they continuously. I mean, they just took 2 out of 3 from Tampa, or 3 out of 4 from Tampa. They lead the East now, right?
Yeah.
Young guns all over the field. They're like Cincinnati, right? Young guns all over the field, and I like it. I like watching Cincinnati. I like watching Baltimore. Shohei gives them an ace, right? Yep. And he can DH, so it's another bat in that lineup. But is second half, was that 10 starts he can make the rest of the year? Is those 10 starts and he is, 15 home runs, 20 home runs, is that worth 5 prospects? Because they're going to be your top, whatever's left in their system, their top 5 of their top 20 prospects, maybe 5 of their top 15, minimum, are gone. Is that worth 4 months? Because good and well Shohei doesn't want to be on the West Coast.
Nope.
And if he does stay, say he loves Baltimore, does Baltimore have – what's he want? He's 27?
27. He probably wants 10, 15 years for –
10 years, $500 million?
500, 600 million.
Oh, ain't no way.
No.
There's no way.
No. You got Bobby Bonilla Jr. here. You're just going to keep paying this dude over time. You know what I'm saying? It's like –
yeah.
I
think he stays. I think the Angels are going to go out and try to make a big splash.
Yeah.
I think the Angels are going to go try to get a starting pitcher and another bat to see if they can push for the wild card. If you can get the Angels in the playoffs, now granted they'll play on the road if they're a wild card team, but if you can get a couple games, like I think at Anaheim is a great atmosphere. I think it can be crazy. They haven't been in the playoffs in forever. Yeah. So I'd love to see him in it for Trout State, for Ohtani. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, they got some good young players around right now. So, but we can wrap up after that. Did you see the news on this soccer player? Have you seen this news?
No.
Let me find it. Let's see.
I know. Was it Messi? Made his debut.
Yeah, made his debut and scores the game-winning goal. Like
killer. He's the GOAT.
Dude's so great. Oh, I think my Twitter's already refreshed itself, so I may have lost it.
Yeah, going back while you're looking at that, just so everybody knows, Travis Darno, we signed him another year. That was big, and stuff. And then August 1st is the trade deadline. That's where it ends. Like you said, Jeremy, we're going to see some stuff. I agree with you. The Angels are going to make their push. These teams are going to get what they can to get to the playoffs, for sure. So we'll see here in the next couple weeks or actually the next week, because isn't it next Tuesday? Is that right?
Next Tuesday, yeah. Okay, I got the soccer.
With. So what you got?
All right, so Kylian Mbappe. I'm sorry if there's any soccer fans watching. I have no clue or listen. Mbappe and then E with a little slash on top. Saudi Arabia is trying to pay him for 1 year. 1 year. $776 million to come play for Al Hala.
Wow.
1 year. So, like, for comparison, they have these little stats right here. LeBron James' all-time NBA earnings, $531 million. Patrick Mahomes' NFL deal through 2031 will pay him a grand total of $494 million.
Wow.
The value of the NHL hockey team, Arizona Coyotes, is $450 million. The entire Mets payroll is $367 million. The 2023 NFL salary cap is $225 million.
Wow.
And Tiger Woods' career PGA earnings is $157 million.
Wow.
And then this dude, they're trying to pay this dude $776 million for 1 year.
Wow.
I mean, I've been in the wrong profession, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to start kicking a ball around. Jeez.
So,
that's
It's unreal. And so what it is though, it's actually I think it's a 1.2 or 1.3 billion dollar deal, because since he's already with that team, they're going to pay that team he's from like $400 million to get to release him. So the team's making $400 million to give a player up, who's then going to go make $776 million.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's just Saudi Arabia got money like crazy.
I swear. That's true, man.
Saudi Arabia, if you're listening to this podcast, we will gladly sponsor you. Send me a hat.
That's right. That's right. Well, man, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Kind of hit on everything. We'll check everybody back out next Monday. Check us out on YouTube and Spotify, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for hanging out with the boys. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify. See you next week.